Hey Capricorn, this is your June reading. So we'll look at the beginning, mid and late June going into July. The Tower card is what we're coming through June with so far. This energy may have felt like a whirlwind for you recently, and things seem to have been getting all swept up for your attention, like being called to look at things. Three of Swords at the bottom of the deck. Something's not easy to look at, and there is some wounding there that's been kind of brought up for you in a more aggressive way. Like there's nothing covert about the Tower energy. This feels like you'll know what I'm talking about. It's been something that can have been perceived as a crisis recently. Luckily, it's the energy that's kind of been embodied already or been experienced, and you're leaving it behind, and we will go deeper into that. But for now and for the rest of June, the Hanged Man is coming through. This is going to look like a radical change in perspective for you, Capricorn, for the rest of the month. There were lessons learned recently, no doubt about it, with the Tower. There has been a lot of wisdom gained, and Hanged Man perspective gained, and enlightenment is often integrated for us on a psychological level through sometimes turmoil or upheaval or perceived chaos or something shocking. This could also be a whirlwind romance. I am seeing the Ace of Cups here as what you're leaving the month of June going into July with. More connections, more possibility and opportunity to connect with people from like a heart space. This could be the kind of healing that begins to take place after whatever has been recognized in the Three of Swords, this painful issue that I believe has been coming up in the readings for you, Capricorn. The Fool card underneath the Three of Swords, I'm going to shuffle some more now. That's just telling me that there are new possibilities awaiting. That's what the Ace of Cups looks like too. So let's get into this reading. Looking at the Tower card, so this could have been late May, this could have been the beginning of June. I've got the Nine of Wands, and at the bottom of the deck, the Nine of Pentacles. So there was something that's at near the end of a cycle. And nines in tarot and in numerology are often thought about the culmination of a cycle of spiritual wisdom. So like I said, like to gain wisdom and to put your wisdom foot forward in this lifetime, to quote astrologer Stephen Forrest there, you have to gain wisdom through sometimes more unsettling experience. Let's have a look at the Tower card. So how has that been for you, Capricorn, and what have you perhaps learned from that, or what was that even all about? The Knight of Swords. How quickly things can change. There were emotions such as guilt or anger even building up. This Knight of Swords is sort of looking at a situation that was once all going really well and had reached its high point on an emotional or personal satisfaction level, and then the Knight of Swords is kind of seeing red right now. Because that's not how it is, or it kind of changed suddenly maybe, or how quickly that all changed. So that was just unsettling for you, and maybe you learned something about the nature of people's reactions or impulses, or how quickly you or others respond. Could be of a temper, that if this is anger and something explosive, you may have been around something that blew up, and there was a temper or jealousy or something like that. Okay, so let's have a look. Let's go a little deeper into what's been going on in June for you so far. Capricorn, if this resonates, consider subscribing. The Queen of Rods and the Four of Wands. If you've been dealing with an Aries or a Virgo, it seems like they've been really part of helping you gain some wisdom, whether that be as somebody challenging you or even supporting you. But this energy is very much about I don't know, maybe recently in June you've been celebrating, you've been having a beautiful time, but you've been feeling strong, empowered, gorgeous. The Queen of Rods or Queen of Wands and the Four of Rods is about building something beautiful but a little unique and quite special, and everybody's quite interested in this. There could have been a project that you began to undertake in late March into April that is starting to really manifest now for you. Something really tangible and authentic and creative is leaving you in the start of June, but it's been kind of like what you've been working up to for a while, I think. That's really bright, and I like the optimism of the yellow in that. With a Virgo potentially for some, there may have been some sort of a misunderstanding around business matters or some sort of an alliance. Let's have a look at the Hanged Man. So what kind of new perspective are you having in the month of June, Capricorn? So there's something revelatory almost. The Nine of Pentacles again, and the Nine of Wands again. So like I said, nines are towards the culmination, if not the culmination, of a spiritual cycle of wisdom gained, and the Hanged Man, like all about perspective and enlightenment and having to sacrifice and surrender a lot of our own ego in to be able to see something bigger than us or another point of view or perspective. So where are you learning a lot? Okay, well, you've gained a lot of wisdom in what you do for a living at this point, and you have, you know, you have something to show for it. You have physical manifestations of your hard work and effort, tangible to you, you're very aware, and you can this month really pat yourself on the back and take account of that. The Nine of Wands, well, like this person has been through the Eight of Wands at the bottom of the deck. They've been through a lot of this whirlwind energy, or just a lot of movement, a lot of toing and froing, like you needed your endurance basically for the longest while now, it may seem, Capricorn. But recently it's upped the ante ever so much, and you may feel, I don't think you sense that your energy levels are dropping. I think something is keeping you very motivated, and that Nine of Wands is the reflection then of how far you've come against, let's call it, all odds, if you will. So really June looks to me like a lot of reflection could be useful, accountability could be useful too, but you have a lot you're aware of your successes and what you've learned and how you've grown, and could be about a philosophical idea or belief or something. It doesn't look like you're meeting any conflict there, although perhaps if that's in any way related, you could have recently. Let's have a look at June, or the rest of June here. So what is the highlight coming up for you, Capricorn? The Three of Swords and the Fool card again. If dealing with a Virgo or another Capricorn or Cancer, this is where this kind of like truth bomb, if you will, came out, and like the necessity even for the revelation to basically break through here, so that there could be a new fresh start or new way to look at the situation basically. Maybe that's what really is needed here. A painful situation, no doubt. Three of Swords. It has been looked at, fine-tooth combed, if you will. There could very well have been a lot of growth around it. Queen of Pentacles, Queen of Cups. But overall, there is, despite what this may look like, there is a way to find some sort of a compromise or balance or win-win. And it involves maybe an outside of the box idea, sure, but there seems to be something you'd like to maybe wipe the slate clean on, Capricorn. So the highlight of the month could be you doing that, or having a breakthrough realization around something that on some level you already know was the case or true, and it was just about acceptance or admitting it to yourself, and then whoa, you feel lighter. You're like, okay, let's see what's next. Like, I'm glad that's out of the way. Okay, so if that's the case, and that could be a highlight, let's have a look at what could potentially be something you're asked or being called to surrender, let's say, for example. The Lover's card. Well, I guess there is nobody else at the moment that can make these choices, right? It does seem to be in your hands. The Lover's card is all about a choice. The Star card, you have some sort of a capability right now, Capricorn, to perhaps bring about a lightness to an area of life that needs it. The Lover's card would suggest to me that you could surrender putting the, let's say, power in other people's hands and make decisions this month. That's what I would say about the Lovers. Let's have a look at the Ace of Cups. So that's a very nice end to the month of June. So going into July, like what, just gorge, right? So like, yes, would love to see this for you. So going into July, you're embodying Ace of Cups. Nine of Cups just came out in reverse there. So, okay, there is a lack of belief because you're not getting the support from whoever you deem necessary. Who are you trying to impress? The Strength card. I mean, there's somebody that just keeps kind of creeping out on top, I'm sensing, for something here, and you just wish they would shut up, is what I'm getting. Okay, but let's have a look. There's a lack of confidence in yourself around something, perhaps. So let's have a look at the Ace of Cups. Maybe you know what this is already, Capricorn, that you'll be meeting people from your life that are important to you, and maybe you already know that by the end of June you expect to be filled up emotionally. The Magician card, this also suggests though that you have an idea at the moment, you have a plan, Seven of Swords, you've been thinking about it. You're back and forward about how positive or negative this would be perceived as, but overall it does seem like you're trying to bring a balancing force, the Six of Swords and the Ace of Swords and the Nine of Swords. This has been really like, if the Hermit card would be what we've seen earlier, like there's something that has been thought through at complete length by you, your poor brain, but this is very taxing. So you have been calculating, strategizing, just like planning and really like thinking of little else at times, and now you do have some sort of a strategy in place that feels, you know, you feel prepared with this. The Magician knows what they're going to be doing. So okay, so that's going to take shape and I think offer a little bit of freedom of your mind and like getting back into the heart space. However, I feel like this could be a cycle too, that this could be repetitive. So if that starts to spiral again, check in. But you have a good idea now. The Magician card is like, oh no, now I know how I'm moving forward with something. Looks like it's a fresh endeavor or the beginning of something. We have the Fool card 0 and the Magician card 1 and the Ace is a 1. So I'm getting like very fresh new energy coming in at the end of June for you. So let's see. Okay, let's have a look how we end June going into July, and I'll leave you with that. The Two of Cups, the World card, Temperance in reverse. So the Two of Cups and the World card is promising if any of you are hoping to begin something like contractually at the beginning of July, or you're signing a new lease, or you're you're submitting something, or you're going in for your review and hoping for a promotion, something that gets tied up for you nicely in a bow, and I'm hearing like seal the deal on something. That looks promising. Overall, again, it's about accomplishment. I think like really recognizing your accomplishments. The Chariot and the Temperance card in reverse. Just watch out for situations that go from 0 to 100 instantly. It's usually maybe some sort of a like take a step back and look at this, because something falls out of balance very quickly when this, let's say, trigger issue gets brought up in your life or something like that. Overall, lovely reading, Capricorn. Thanks for watching your mid-June, whatever you want to call it, your latest reading. I'll see you soon.